Hello, citywide bassists. It's Meyer here, back with another exciting episode of Learning Caballero. This is part 2. So, as you've probably figured out by now, this is not like a lot of other citywide music you may have done or orchestra music you may have done. It is a solo piece, which means that we need to play it soloistically, and some of the stuff is kind of tough. Some of the stuff is a little easier than you might find in an orchestra piece. For example, the rhythms are a lot easier. And we get to play a lot of nice big notes, which is always really fun. But to make this thing really pop, we have to pay a little closer attention to the amount of shifting we have to do, which is a lot more than in an orchestra piece. So today, we're going to look at how to get a few more of these notes in tune. All right, so let's start by doing a warm-up today, and this is going to warm up our bow, and then we'll do a little stuff to help warm up our left hand. All right, so here we go. Now this is called Motion Police, and normally we will do this in a big group, and I'll give you directions, but today it's just going to be you and I. So here we go. We're going to start up bow on the E string, like this, at the tip. Okay, and we're going to go E, A, D, G. By the time we get to the G, we're going to go all the way around. Here's what it would look like with the German bow. French. Okay, so after we do that, I'm going to move my music stand. After we do that, we're going to go back. So we go E, A, D, G, G. Don't worry about how fast or slow you change strings. Just do it smoothly. And use your whole body. Let's go a little faster. Now we're going to use less and less motion. Body moves less until it's just our hand. Look how little our bow is moving. I can play it pretty fast. How can you do it? Alright, a little more motion. Just kind of have fun with it. Go. So this is warmed up. This is warmed up. Now our next thing is called the lever exercise. All right, so you're going to play it with me. It starts on the G string. We're going to go B flat, A flat, B flat, A flat on one bow. Good. Now on an up bow, we're going to go on the D string. E, F, E flat, E, F, E flat, E, F, E flat. So those two together, it's down. Now on the A string, we're going to go B, B flat, C. On a down bow. And then E flat, E, F. On an up. Now I'm ducking my head whenever I play that. Don't duck your head, just move your hand. Okay, so here we go. The way it really, really works, in order to play it smoothly, watch my elbow. When do I raise my elbow? Whenever I play 4. So your hand works like a lever, okay, in your arm. The thumb is the fulcrum. As you pick your arm up, your pinky gets pressed into the base. You don't actually have to squeeze with your thumb. Your arm does the work. Okay? Now, as you drop your arm, the opposite thing happens with your first finger. So if your first finger is on the other side of your thumb, so your thumb's here and your first finger is back, if you drop it, then it'll do the same thing backwards. Okay? So that's the lever. First finger, elbow down. Pinky, elbow up. All right, let's try it. 1, 2, 3, ready, here we go. 2, 4, 1, 2, 1, 4, elbow up, down, up, down, up, up. Now you can do that as long as you want, but once your hand gets tired, just take a break. All right, we're super warm. Our shoulder's warm over here. This shoulder's warm. Our hips are warm. I think we can start playing some notes. So let's start off by playing through this thing slow version, okay? Here we go. Let's get a metronome. So this is normally at 80. We're going to play it at half. Use my headphones so I can hear what you hear. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. Louder. These are quieter. Quieter here. These are louder. Rest. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to play that much. It repeats the first section again, but I'm sure you all remember that. So, let's take a look at some places that I know have been problems. First off, so I feel like all you guys have gotten the fingerings down right. At this point, it's how do I play this thing? Let's worry about getting some notes in tune and playing with better energy. Okay, so let's start with some tuning notes. I think one of the hardest places to get this in tune is at rehearsal 6. Boop, 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 boop. Looking down at rehearsal 6, here we go. You got the next part's easy. All right, so did you see what I did there? Shifting here is going to help you play it in tune. I go 4, 2, 4. Here's how to tune that. Play the F. You should have an F in your ear. Now the next note is a G. You can check it with the open G. Show you so you can see how I'm actually doing it on the bow. Try that. Good. Now we have the A flat after that. Sometimes just getting one of those notes you know is in tune will help you tune the rest. Now C is right across from the G. That's not so bad. I always think here comes the bride on C. Okay, C. Now, we're going to go 2, 2, 4 on E flat. Okay, so don't worry about tuning to the E flat. Tune to this next note, D. Should be a harmonic under it. You can also check it with the open D string. Anytime you have that D, that's a good note to check. And if you have a good hand shape, like this awesome hand shape, then 2 and 4 are pretty much always going to be in tune. Now look, I don't have these fingers spread out. They're all touching. Now when they're touching, I know my D and my E flat are in tune because my bass isn't too big for me and it's not too small for me, which I know you all have instruments that are the right size, so this should work. Okay, so that's that note. Da, 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 da. Keep a good hand shape, stay in tune. A flat, first finger, B flat, fourth finger. Find that C again. And then 4, D. Good. Now E flat is a half step above the D. Now we have an E, second finger. A little gap between first and second. Easy way to check that is E. Woo! If your E string is in tune. That's bad. Goodness. Alright, so if you're like, oh, this isn't working, Meyer, I don't know, it sounds weird. Just check your strings. That's what I did. That's an E. F. Finger spacing, same thing, 2 to 4. Now here's the important note, F sharp. This F sharp, we don't have an F sharp string, we don't have anything like that we can tune it off of. But if we play a D string and the F sharp together, it sounds cool. Check it out. So that's how I tune this F sharp. Second finger, F sharp. And then the G's are harmonic. That's easy. Keep your hand shape, because when we go back down, we got to find this F. Now our first finger's over F. We just slide fourth finger back to that note. If you know what it sounds like before you play it, that will help. E flat. And then find that awesome D. And then D again. Now we have a nice D to check. C. F sharp. E flat. Alright, so that's how you tune that section. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Let's talk about energy, okay? The song has a lot of it. It's got energy. Even in the quiet moments, it has energy. So here's the opening energy. Start up bow right at the frog. Short up. Like that. And feel free to play that G string. Just don't play it too hard, because you don't have to. That's terrible. Don't do that. Just go. Just starting it fast will give it an accent. You don't have to do much else. So to do those accents, we just got to change the bow suddenly. Don't worry about bouncing those. You can if you want to. But it's probably more trouble than it's worth. Just keep them in the string. Again, rehearsal 1. So if it doesn't have an accent, don't put one there. Oops. No accents here. I feel like the energy on this song always comes on the down, on the 1, right? You feel that? Keep that going through the whole song. Alright, let's look at the section rehearsal 5. Similar energy, it's just different. So the piano here is going, and then what we're doing underneath it is so what you want to think of is so we are playing a singing line, but there's a really steady rhythm, so you want to keep it moving forward. Lots of bow. Oops. Read the music. Now I'm not saying rush or cut it anything short. Definitely don't do that. We just want to make sure that it's always moving forward. So which means don't drag just because there's a bunch of big slow notes, okay? Make sure that you're changing on the beat. Use the metronome and the track. That pretty much covers it on this piece, guys. I'll be reaching out this next week for our final lessons over this music. I encourage you, like I said, 20 minutes a day is what it takes. If you don't do 20 minutes a day, you might struggle. If you do 20 minutes a day, you'll crush it. If you do 20 minutes every now and then, who knows? I don't know how talented you are. Maybe you can get away with that. Maybe not. I don't think I could whenever I was in 8th grade or high school or however old you are. So just let me know. I'll get back to you when we can do lessons this week. Other than that, have a great weekend. Enjoy. Practice hard.